What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, well, I apologize because I should have gotten this video out much earlier, as it's already been 2 days since these revised Riftwatcher DAO proposals have been out and in the world, and people have been voting on them. We are going to get to where the votes currently stand, but I wanted to use this channel as a platform to discuss these ideas, and so I would love to get a feel for where you guys are at with all of it. So I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. I'm just going to jump straight to the proposal so that we can start to see exactly what the community, at least the broader community, is starting to feel right now, as there's only a couple days left in the vote, I believe. So the proposals were, thankfully, and I'm glad that the team listened to the feedback on this, but they were broken down into 4 different sections rather than just voting on one thing all at once. So the first part of this, and we'll do this in 2 chunks, the first 2 and then the second 2. Number 1, any purchase that made it into the final block of the pre-sale, the full purchased amount qualifies as pre-sale packs. Straightforward enough. Number 2, anyone that purchased packs but used less than the full amount of vouchers for available bonus packs will be allowed to purchase the full amount of bonus packs based on their purchase size by submitting the missing vouchers. Any such bonus packs that were part of the purchases included will also count towards the pre-sale benefits. Now, this is something that we just found out today during the Rooney presale or Rooney whitelist that Matt also struggled with. So, if one of the co-founders of the game had an issue with this, then, there's an argument to be made the other way. But then, if the co-founder of the game had an issue with this, I would say that if other people struggled with it and it was maybe not a glitch, but definitely a UI or UX kind of defect, right? It wasn't perfect in that way, then I would see no issue with it. I know there's a lot of people who are being somewhat strict on this and saying, nope, you should have read it. You should have looked at the whole thing. It was going super fast, but that doesn't matter, right? What's done is done. And I can understand that argument too. So I'm not saying one way or another. Now, to be very clear, before we go into the rest of these, I voted yes to all of them. And the main reason for that is because of the fact that I feel like the team put a lot of thought into these proposals, and they're trying to keep this community from fracturing, right? They don't want this to be a major kind of divisive thing for the community. And the problem is that whenever it comes to things like this, you are always going to have people that are unhappy. So let's go ahead and jump into number 3 and number 4. Now, these are both refund based, and I don't exactly know why they're breaking them up into this. So number 3 is the DAO will refund anyone the exact amount of SPS and vouchers that they spent on Riftwatchers. Now, you're going to be paid back in SPS, and that SPS is not worth as much this week as it was last week, so that sucks. Same with the vouchers, but you are getting SPS and vouchers the same amount that you had spent. So, you did buy it in that currency, and it just sucks that the currency isn't as valuable anymore. Packs can be refunded up to 2 weeks and returned as long as it remains unopened and no airdrops have been claimed. All right, straightforward enough. Here, though, Splinterlands is going to loan 30,000 vouchers to be returned by the DAO at a later date. So this is the DAO essentially processing the refund. Now, when we go to 4 is broken up into 4A and 4B, but I guess 4A and 4B need to pass in one proposal in order to be an option. And more importantly, and we'll get into this in a second, if both 3 and 4 pass, then players will have the option to decide which way they want a refund. So number 4 is saying anyone requesting refunds will be refunded the same exact amount in SPS and vouchers, but by the Splinterlands company rather than the DAO. So Splinterlands will then be considered the purchaser of those packs and will receive the pre-sale bonuses like any other account. But unlike other accounts, they're going to use these purchase packs for awards and for promotional giveaways. And then 4B is saying we would like to increase the number of packs eligible for pre-sale rewards to allow anyone that purchased packs within the first 3 minutes, so 60 blocks. This would be a 10% increase to the total pre-sale packs and resolve 60% of transactions and 81% of financial considerations of the pre-sale refund request. So what are they trying to say with that? All the people complaining of whatever issues, if you allow the team, or if you allow the sale to essentially have occurred and reward everybody within the first 3 minutes rather than when it actually sold out, well, you would appease many of the folks who are on the outside looking in. So that's what I'm saying. They're trying to be inclusive here, and I appreciate that, which is why I'm voting yes to all of them. And as a reminder, 3 and 4 are both refund based. So if you are somebody on the outside looking in or just want to consider getting a refund, if both 3 and 4 pass, you will get the option to choose which one. Either the DAO is refunding you or the team is refunding you. Now, one thing I skipped here, and I'm sorry I missed it. Packs refunded from the DAO are going to be burnt, and the purchaser will be ineligible for the airdrop. So that would actually decrease the number of airdrops if you think about it. Especially for, what's that called? Especially for Osure, the first one, right? So let's actually go ahead and see where the proposals stand now. And you can see that the first proposal, so this is the one, I'm going to forget now. So number 1 is any purchasers that made into the final block. So people are cool with that. It's got an 85%. Remember, you need 66 or 2/3 vote in order to pass. So this one's looking good so far. And there's already been like 110 million votes on it. Which is about actually more than 1/4 of all of the SPS that's currently staked right now. Number 2, as a reminder, this is the one that anyone that purchased packs but used less than the full amount, they'll be able to claim those bonuses. And so that one is just above the 66% threshold. I know it's at 73%, but it feels a little close for comfort, if we're being honest. But for the majority of folks, it seems as though they are in favor of this. Number 3. And this is where we get into the refund stuff. And this is where it gets dicey because neither of these are at the current moment going to pass. So the first one, number 3, is the one where it's the proposal from the DAO, or I'm sorry, it's a refund from the DAO where the packs will be burned. This thing is actually closer to passing than it was earlier. I feel like it's at 63% now versus, actually, I don't remember where it was at earlier. So maybe it hasn't, I feel like it's gotten closer though, but maybe it's been close this entire time. Number 4, which is where Splinterlands, the company, is going to be the purchaser of the packs and essentially refund from their pocket and then be the owner of the packs and the airdrops. That's not even close. That's at 40% right now. And that one has the added thing here where they would increase it to 3 minutes, right? It's for 60 blocks. Now, again, I think a big reason that people are not in favor of this is that it's going to increase the total number of presale packs about 10%, which is like 50,000 packs, right? So all those would be eligible. There would be increased airdrops and increased airdrops eligible for, I guess, the second airdrop whenever that's coming. So not Osure, but whatever comes first after Osure. So that's not anywhere close to passing. And I'm surprised because, again, for me, right, like I feel like the team was very thoughtful about how they went about this. In my opinion, I think that either 3 or 4 should pass. Not that I'm in favor of either one more specifically than the other, but I want there to be an option for people to get refunds. And I know it's not the most ideal situation, right? You don't have exactly the same value from a US dollar perspective, but I would like for people to have the option to get a refund if they're unhappy with how things went and just want to get their money back in the form of SPS and vouchers. You're still getting the equivalent amount, and 1 SPS will always equal 1 SPS. Remember that. So, I'm hopeful that since 63% is closer, or at least proposal 3 is closer at 63%, that maybe there will be a push for this. But I want to hear your thoughts. And again, this is for discussion. There's no vote shaming here. I think it's important that people be allowed to express their reasons. And I don't think that anybody, like everything that I've read so far, folks are charged up about this and they feel strongly one way or another. But I don't think that anybody's wrong, because that's what sucks about this. And also what's great about, having this be community led in a sense. It's like, no, nobody's wrong. There's nobody that's doing this necessarily. Well, I'm sure somebody's going to make the argument that people are doing this out of greed, right? They don't want people who are on the outside looking in to get in because it's going to devalue their assets. But the truth of the matter is, I mean, they have a legitimate argument, right? You bought into something thinking that it would be X amount scarce, right? Or there would only be X amount of them. And if they're going to increase it by 10%, that's kind of not what you signed up for. So while I am voting not for that reason, right? I'm voting the opposite way, where I'm saying it should be fine. I don't mind inflating the amount 10%. I understand and even support the other side, or at least understand and, can tolerate the argument. But again, it's a tricky situation, and I'm just curious. So two things. One, I want to know how you're feeling about these proposals specifically, and then two, I guess, Agro did go through and try to get as much feedback as possible and then put out a revised copy of these. But I'm just curious if anybody else, it might be too late now, but if you're willing to have a conversation with me, I'm just curious if people have other ideas on how this could go or how this could be structured so that, maybe more people would be appeased and less people would feel like they got screwed. So that's where I'm going to leave you with this video. Now, a bonus part is that if you go into the Discord, there was also on the official announcements the tower defense and land proposals that are not out yet, but are in the current community feedback phase before the official proposal is put out. And then if you go to the let's see, if you go to, where is it? Under DAO proposals within the official Discord channel, you will see that there's a Riftwatchers presale, but there's also now a land SPS payout and tower defense SPS payout. So the quick TLDR on those is that people have been holding land for a while, and people are holding tower defense packs now with really no idea when the game will be live. Q1 is an estimate. And so they want to start paying out the SPS, which will inflate SPS significantly because it's 6.25 million per month for land and another 1 million per month for tower defense. Granted, I believe when I was reading through, those do come staked, but curious to get your thoughts on those two. So I'm going to leave this here. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.